Yeah, guys, all the snow, ice, and bitter cold of Wisconsin winter can take a toll on just about anybody, young or old. And when you're out shoveling, that's when things really start to ratchet up and you could get injured. The best thing experts say to do is have proper technique and posture. Now, if your shovel is more straight like this, again, try to get one with a curve like Conroy says. And really quick, I'll try to demonstrate some proper technique here. So kind of have this 2-point stance and make sure you're pushing the snow, not lifting it. Do one of these and that should help. Jake, Sadie, back to you. Good morning. When it comes time for the big toast at the next wedding you're at in a couple years, it could be with a can of soda if you're at a wedding barn like Hillview Farms here in Merrill, thanks to a new law enacted back in December. And again, that section of the law doesn't go into effect for about 2 years, so there's time for it to change, develop, but as of right now, Chris says he hasn't met a single person who's in favor of it. Jake, Sadie, back to you. Yeah, Jake, I'm live here right in the heart of downtown Wausau, outside of Wausau's only non-alcoholic beverage company, Forward Beverage Company, and for them, they say Dry January was a big hit.
I like that name change, the In Fashioned. It works out very well. So, Jimmy, obviously during Dry January, business kind of drives itself, but did Amy tell you about any plans that they have for business the rest of the year?
Yeah, so with the kegs, they actually want to get them into restaurants all around the area, Jake, and they want to expand that.
Well, I think that would work out very, very well. Obviously, everyone loves Wisconsin old-fashioned, so to give everybody a chance to participate, I think that would work out great. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jake, with all the mild weather we've been faced with, it's not only affecting people, it's affecting the birds, too, and how much they're eating. If you're not sure how much bird feeding will actually help, Jennifer said sometimes it's a matter of life and death. Live in Wausau, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Yeah, good morning, Sadie. When you're filing the FAFSA, it can be daunting for just about anybody involved, from prospective college students all the way to their parents. But here at NTC Wausau, where I am right now, outside their main entrance, they're going to be having an event tonight designed to help you learn the ins and outs of it, as well as address any questions that might come along the way. And Jeff actually said if you file tonight, you'll be entered to win a $1,000 scholarship. Live in Wausau, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW.
A breaking news alert from News 9, WAOW.
Breaking overnight, we're learning new details on what led to a bomb threat at a Mosinee school on Thursday. Let's send it straight out to News 9's Jimmy Sadowski, who is live where the whole situation began. Jimmy, what can you tell us right now?
Yeah, Jake, I'm live here at Mosinee High School where just around noon yesterday, a bomb threat was made, and that led to a lockdown of all the schools in the district. But that's just where the story begins. Police telling us in a press release late last night that the Sheriff's Department initially received a call from the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline just before noon, saying there were multiple bombs hidden at Mosinee High School. That call leading to a lockdown and eventual evacuation at all 3 schools. After an exhaustive search, police say all 3 schools were safe and that there is no further threat. Students say they're grateful to teachers and staff for staying calm in such an unnerving situation.
But, like, you never think that something like this is going to happen at your school until something like this happens. And I think it was scary at first, but I feel like our staff at our school did a wonderful job of keeping everybody calm, and they had really good awareness and communication of the entire situation.
Due to the bomb threat, all Mosinee schools will be closed today. Buildings will be open from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. for students and parents to retrieve their belongings. You must check into the front office upon arrival. In addition, counselors will be available once students return to school on Monday to work with any students who might still need help. And again, investigation is still ongoing. We don't know who exactly made the threats. We don't have any details on that. And if you want to read the press release, that'll be on our website. But stick with us right here and online for any further updates. Live in Mosinee, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW.
News 9's Jimmy Sadowski. He's been live with us, keeping us informed all morning. Currently in Wood County. Jimmy, seems like conditions have changed quite a bit since the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that's for sure, Jake. Snow's coming down very heavily here, and we are out on the roads with the plows right now in Wisconsin Rapids. We're headed down right here. This plow's been treating the road pretty good so far. Everything's smooth sailing. Good driving for cars. We haven't seen any accidents or anything like that, but as the day progresses, things are going to change quick, so keep an eye to the sky and be ready. Back to you guys. Good morning, guys. Wisconsin's frozen road law allows vehicles hauling equipment for highway winter maintenance and certain forest products to carry about 20,000 pounds of extra weight. The seasonal law went into effect at midnight for everywhere north of U.S. Highway 10, which is right around here in Portage County between zones 2 and 3. And WSDOT says the frozen road declaration is issued once the groundwater under highway pavement is frozen to a depth of at least 18 inches. This is measured with the help of frost tubes, which are hidden under the pavement in every Wisconsin county. The higher weight limits do not apply to county or local roads. It's only for specialized vehicles along numbered state and federal highways north of US 10. Turning to your screen, you can see an interactive map for seasonal weight restrictions that WSDOT maintains. You can find it at the web address listed on your screen. It shows the frozen road boundaries, Class 2 roads, and posted roads. WSDOT says the frozen road law is basically a seasonal weight restriction program with the goal of protecting Wisconsin's investments in roads. Again, this only takes effect for the northern half of the state. Officials say the frozen road determination for other parts of the state will be made when weather conditions warrant them. Hopefully, this declaration will allow crews to clear our highways a bit more quickly once snowfall comes our way. Back to you. Yeah, guys, I'm live here at the WAOW Dome, where people can set a goal to walk up to 100 miles before the end of February. And two women I spoke to who are doing that 100-mile challenge say it's going awesome. It's been a heel to toe and away we go for the WAOW Dome walking challenge. And some walk, then some run. You can set a goal to walk anywhere from between 25 and 100 miles during the first 2 months of the year. And while you have to watch your step going from the turf onto the track, it's a lot better than dealing with the weather we've been faced with.
In the dome, it's wonderful. You don't have to worry about slipping and falling or freezing, you can dress for the weather, but you can't dress for the ice. And walking with boots on is a lot harder than sneakers.
Another perk Linda liked is that you get a chance to meet new people while also catching up with those you haven't seen in a while. She said at first she was skeptical as to what exactly the dome would be when it first opened, but she's grown quite fond of it. And you can do the walking challenge anywhere, but with temps down in those negative digits, having a dome like this sure helps.
Absolutely. Obviously, the biggest thing is that people are getting active, getting some exercise, but are there any other perks to taking on this challenge?
Yeah, Sadie, as long as they paid the startup fee whenever they began the challenge, they get either a pint glass or a shirt.
Well, that is pretty cool. Obviously, the most important thing is getting active and moving your body, but who doesn't love some free stuff? Thanks, Jimmy.
When you think of foods Wisconsin is known for growing, cheese or cranberries might be the first that come to mind. But we're also #1 in the nation for ginseng production, and there's a lot of uses for this little root vegetable. Chinese New Year kicks off on February 10th, and one of the key ingredients that will be used in the dishes made, ginseng. And a majority of the country's ginseng is grown right here in Marathon County. For the holiday, it might be used in tea or mooncake, but there's also a number of other daily uses. It can be used as a dietary supplement and even be made into candy. One recipe is definitely a fan favorite of Alice in Dairyland.
It uses spinach, blueberries, cherries, yogurt, bananas. You mix this all together with a little bit of Wisconsin ginseng powder, and it's then ready to be enjoyed. This cherry morning smoothie is absolutely delicious in the morning to give you a little boost to start your day.
About 1/10 of the world's ginseng comes from Wisconsin, and it's quite the popular export. Here's a picture of some authentic Wisconsin ginseng Ashley saw overseas while she was in Asia. They say if you're looking to spot some Wisconsin ginseng when you're outside the Badger State, look for the seal it has from the Ginseng Board of Wisconsin with an eagle on it. Jake, back to you. Yeah, guys, we have our coldest air of the season so far today, and when temps get down to the negative digits with a wind chill that makes it feel like -20s, that's nothing to mess around with. Getting snow like we did last week, and then bitter cold moving in after is some classic Wisconsin winter weather. New this morning, here's how people in Milwaukee dealt with the snow over the weekend. While temps were more mild then, snow day after day was daunting to some.
Too much all at once. You get 4 or 5 days in a row and get tired of it. It's fun for about 30 seconds, and then you're done.
With Jack Frost nipping at everyone's nose, most of us will want to pile on the blankets and reach for the heater. But Wisconsin Public Services says be careful, because using too many space heaters or electric blankets could overload your circuits and cause a fire.
So make sure that you have a space heater that has safety features such as an automatic shutoff. That way, if perhaps that space heater gets too hot, it'll automatically shut down to help keep you and your home safe.
And as convenient and cozy as heated blankets are, WPS recommends not to let your pets on them with you. Colin says claws and teeth could accidentally puncture the blanket and lead to burns or shocks. Something helpful to note, any heaters should only be used in the room you're in and should never be left unattended because of how quickly they can start a fire.
Yeah, I had never heard that before about the animals and heated blankets thing. So some great advice there.
I was shocked.
Well, since we have Jimmy here, it's a great time to announce that, over the last couple of weeks, we've been getting lots of messages, emails. Yeah. Where's Jimmy?
Where's Jimmy?
We want more Jimmy. Well, behind the scenes, Jimmy's been training, getting ready for his new spot as Wake Up Wisconsin anchor. So it is official. Jimmy, welcome to the team.
Hey, I'm back.
You're back. He's back. So you just have to wake up early to catch him. But we're definitely happy to have Jimmy, happy to have him on as reporter, and we're definitely excited for what's to come.
Yeah, happy to be here, guys.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. We will be hearing from Jimmy a few more times yet this morning.
Well, I'm a Patriots fan personally, but living in Wisconsin now, it's time to throw on the cheesehead. There wasn't all that much of a gap in success when the Packers had to go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and it's starting to look like the transition from Rodgers to Love could be much of the same, and why wouldn't fans be excited about that? After Aaron Rodgers left, Packer fans weren't sure if they had the guy in Jordan Love, but after getting touchdown after touchdown in Dallas last week, it's hard to knock him. And I went out to see what fans are thinking at two local breakfast joints, the Mint Cafe in Wausau and Blissful Bites and Brunch in Rothschild.
Yeah, and I'm from the Bay Area, so I kind of got a vested interest in that. I'm still pulling for the Pack, though. Well, what are they, like a 9.5-point underdog? They're going to at least cover the spread, and I feel the wind coming on. They're pretty hot.
And having a first-year starter, and not to mention the youngest team in the NFL, to get a dominant playoff victory isn't all that common for any team.
Well, there's nothing like practice experience that come together. And Mr. Love is proving this. The men in their home office must know more than the fans do. Youth is not everything, but in this case, it's a lot more than we thought we'd get.
Now the Pack and Jordan Love have a chance to do something Aaron Rodgers never could, beat Kyle Shanahan's 49ers in the playoffs. For me personally, I'm choosing to be optimistic. I'll take the Packers over the Niners, 27-24 in a tight one. Jake, Sadie, back to you.